These mysterious fruits are by far one of the biggest mysteries in the One Piece world, with very little being known about how they came to be. Despite that, these fruit are highly sought after, going for millions upon millions of belly. It really just depends on the fruit though. These fruit are notably distinct looking, with large swirling patterns covering their entire surface area, and even taking odd shapes such as a heart. Though they are fruit, they are not sought after for their taste. In fact, they say that devil fruits taste horrible, but past the taste. These fruits grant whoever takes even the slightest nibble of the fruit the specific powers that are tied to the fruit. Most people don't know which fruit they are eating until after consumption. After even the smallest bite, the fruit becomes useless as it no longer contains the power tied to the fruit. There are no duplicate fruits. Copies can be made, but they will more than likely be faulty or weaker than the original. Also, when a devil fruit user dies, the fruit will be reincarnated into a new devil fruit, turning any regular fruit into said devil fruit. These powers range in variation, but are most commonly categorized as a paramecia, logia, or zoan. But before we go over those, let's talk about the drawbacks of being a devil fruit user. The main reason some people avoid eating these devil fruit is because they completely take away your ability to swim. Not only not being able to swim, but the user is directly weak to seawater itself. Understandably, when your world is almost an entire fucking ocean, I can see why you would want to be able to swim. Not only is the ocean itself in direct opposition of these devil fruit users, but sea stone does as well. Sea stone is a special type of material stated to embody the ocean itself. When in contact with this material, devil fruit users are so weak to the point of not even being able to stand. Plus, most people just so happen to stumble upon these fruits, not knowing what powers the user will obtain. Like I said, devil fruit powers have a wide variety. Not all are going to be god level lightning production or the form of a dragon. Sometimes it's just creating clothes that disappear after a while. But if you have the means of knowing what fruit you are eating, then you are more than likely not going to eat the human fruit, at least not on purpose. Starting with probably the rarest category, not counting subcategories, these fruit have by far the easiest definition, having 4 basic requirements to fit the logia category. The fruit must grant the ability to create, manipulate, and become a natural element, such as fire or even darkness. When I say create, the user must be able to produce the element from their body at will, also granting them an immunity to that element. And by manipulate, I mean the user must be able to control and bend that element to their will without any outside forces or means. And when becoming an element, this must be automatic, unconsciously dodging any regular attacks. Your body must become your element and manipulate around said attacks, meaning these fruit grants an invulnerability to non-hockey infused attacks and non-logia infused attacks. The natural element part is sort of loosely thrown around, but the best definition I can narrow it down to is any naturally occurring substance or a general definition of what that element is, as with the case of Admiral Green Bull's Woodswood's fruit, being a more general description of the stuff he produces, controls, and becomes. As mentioned before, logias are not completely invulnerable, meaning that they can be hit by specialized attacks infused with armament hockey or other logia users' devil fruits. Though if the user is skilled enough, they can manipulate their bodies out of the way of said attacks. These fruit have by far the most destructive capabilities of all devil fruit, having the potential to completely destroy entire islands or even manipulate and permanently change the weather plus the environment of an entire island. But that's enough stroking the logia bandwagon. These are in competition for being the simplest category, as the only requirement is more or less being able to turn into a living being or animal at will. These fruit come with 3 forms: your regular non-animal human form, a hybrid form that combines the looks and power of the human form and the animal that the fruit is tied to, and the full beast form, turning completely into the animal or being that the fruit is named after. These fruit have a wide variety of possibilities, not even being tied to beings or animals that actually existed. Most commonly, zoans will likely be an animal, such as a leopard, but zoans are special as they can have variants, meaning some zoans have the same name, just different species of that animal or being, as in the case with the dragon fruit being a variant of multiple different species of dinosaurs. This does not imply that they are the same fruit, just tied together via the species they take after. These fruit by far have the largest number of subcategories, having a total of 3: ancient, mythical, and artificial. Starting with the ancient variants, these fruit are going to be any zoan that is tied to an extinct species that used to exist, meaning anything from a dinosaur to a saber-toothed tiger will be considered an ancient zoan. On to the mythical variant. Obviously, these fruit are going to be your mythical beings, anything that is believed to be purely legend or myth. With these mythical fruit come the most unique of all the zoans, being more than likely a combination of all 3 devil fruit types, meaning they can possess attributes of logias and paramecias. And finally, the artificial zoans, being by far the weakest in most cases. These fruit only have a 10% success rate, meaning you could lose your ability to swim and gain no powers. These fruit are obviously artificially created, only mimicking real zoans and not granting the human beast form that all zoans do. Zoans are also very unique as they can be fed somehow to inanimate objects, granting sentience to said object after consumption. These fruit have the most complex definition, but you can simple it down to anything that doesn't fall under the other categories goes here, such as producing something that does not naturally occur in nature, becoming something that is not an animal, controlling your environment, altering your body or someone else's permanently, controlling and producing forces, and a lot more we're about to go over. In the case of each of these, I will give an example fruit as for reference. As for the production of something that does not naturally occur in nature, the string fruit is a great example, as string does not naturally occur in nature, but the user can produce and control string. Controlling your natural environment. The op fruit is also a great choice, as it creates a room of control, letting the user alter whoever and whatever is in that room. Altering your body or someone else's can also fall under the op-op example, as in the room you can completely alter someone's body down to the atomic level as well as your own. For controlling and producing forces, the gravity fruit is a great option, as it produces and manipulates gravitational forces. By far the most complicated category, as there is basically no limit to what can fall under these fruits. But there is two subcategories for these fruits. Special paramecia. This subcategory seems to fall more in line with the logia category so far, as there is only one special paramecia for us to reference. The mochi fruit grants the user the ability to produce, control, and become mochi. Sounds like a logia, right? Well, it's not, as the user does not automatically become mochi upon being attacked. It's complicated, I know, but mochi does not naturally occur in nature either. And for the second subcategory that was only recently introduced is the artificial paramecia, granting the user seemingly identical abilities to the original devil fruit the artificials are based off of, coming with the side effects of green blood and the usual not being able to swim debuffs. Marshall D teaches a monster, but that doesn't give him a reason to have multiple devil fruit. One of the main devil fruit rules is that you cannot possess multiple devil fruit unless you want to blow up, but in the case of Blackbeard, he possesses the logia type dark fruit and the paramecia type tremor fruit, having stole the tremor fruit from the dead corpse of Whitebeard, being able to use both fruit in tandem with each other, turning him into an absolute monster. And it's even said that he can possess a third devil fruit, having threatened to steal Law's op-op fruit, but this is still yet to be proven. But we really have no specific reason as to why he can possess multiple fruits. Until recently, it was unknown if you could steal devil fruit until Blackbeard showed up. Him and his crew have been shown multiple times attempting and successfully stealing multiple devil fruit, with no clear reason as to why this is possible, with the first case being shown with Blackbeard stealing the tremor fruit from Whitebeard's corpse. The death of the original user could be a cause for this, but up until this point, we have no idea as to how or why Blackbeard and his crew can do this. Some devil fruit are said to have a will of their own, as shown with the sun god fruit that Luffy possesses. This fruit has been said to have avoided the world government for centuries, being hunted and captured multiple times but somehow slipping out of their hands. This seems to only apply to zoan devil fruit though, as it has not been shown to happen with a paramecia or logia type devil fruit. These sentient fruit appear to be able to influence the world around them, causing Shanks to steal the sun god fruit and Luffy to eat it. Devil fruit are an amazing power boost in the One Piece world, depending on which one you get, by far being one of the most interesting power systems in all of anime, being combined with the other power systems in the show like Haki, natural strength, and fighting styles. Whether or not you watch One Piece, you cannot lie that devil fruits kinda go off.